everybody. I'm Mila Nicole.
And I'm Kajane.
And you're watching the Young Minds podcast. So we previously did a part 1 to the mental health episode, but we just had to keep the conversation going. So now let's get into part 2.
Here is part 2. Do you feel like you can get to a point where like you comfortable with being in your relationship? Like it's don't talk to me right now. It's a bad day.
When I get a relationship. I think yes, because you know what's crazy? I feel like I'm the type of person who learns a lot of lessons just by watching people.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really been. I've never been in a relationship. I have a lot of platonic relationships, but I've never been into an intimate relationship. Mm-hmm. But I've learned a lot of lessons by watching other people's relationships. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, because I never know until I get into it, but I feel like as a person, yes, I will be that person because I put in the footwork now. Like, I already understand how I am. I know I can be very blunt and it comes off harsh. I know I talk hard. I know that I PMS bad. So I know how, but the thing is, I'm aware of that. That's why I always ask people the questions like, do you think I'm mean? Mm-hmm. And I would sit down and talk to them like, I would tell them like, I don't think I'm mean. I think I'm blunt, and we will talk about it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like me putting in the footwork now, I think I will probably be a really good partner. Like,
definitely, I feel like your person gonna be a little older than you.
They probably should be, because
your person gonna be a little older than you because mentally we is up there.
We probably about 45.
No, for real. Definitely knocking 40 for sure. This is one of the topics from our last season. Societal norms on mental health.
I feel like that kind of goes back to what we was just talking about. Mm-hmm. I feel like in society it's not normal to talk about your feelings. Mm-hmm. And this has to do with something that just recently happened. We have made it to where it's like, because this is how it was, then it's still okay, or it should be, you don't have to grow from it for real, like, because it's just how it was. No. I feel like we need to sit down and have the conversation, because in society, we feel like, well, this is what happened, and I can't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you didn't like that about that situation? Change it. Mm-hmm. Do better in the future. You don't have to use that as a reason behind why you are yes, it affects why you are the way you are, but you have to use it as a way to do better, not as something to keep holding you back and prevent you from growth. Our society is not, I feel like, I'm not going to say it's not, our society is getting to that point where we're becoming okay with talking about our feelings, becoming okay with talking about the past, becoming okay with talking about different hurts and stuff. But I need us to get to that point. And I really need the older generation to get to that point, because they're still raising people that are not okay. They're raising people that are not okay with that, with talking about things. And we really depend on those people that want to break those generational curses to help create a new generation of people who are aware. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. The past generation, families was going through so much, but they lived in our mindset, would go on in this house, stay in this house, or like the parents say whatever. The parents only have a say so, which y'all know me, I don't agree with that at all. Mm-hmm. I feel like you have to talk about things for everybody to know how each other feel. Mm-hmm. And I still kind of sound congested, but you have to talk about things is really big for me. And I think it's really big for me because I didn't used to talk about things. Yeah. I used to keep a lot of stuff balled up, and I'm tired of being that person. Like, I'm tired of having stuff balled up so it all just coming out as like a big old roar, like boom, I done let it all out the bag and now it's just there. Now it kind of like blew things out of proportion because it didn't have to be what it was. I'm to the point where, like I said, I want to do therapy because I want to address stuff now so that I don't have to be the person where, like, that's how it was when I was a kid. I don't want my kids to have to do that. I want them to be able to come to me and be like, Mama, that hurt my feelings, or Ma, I don't understand why you said that. Can you explain to me why? I don't really believe in no is the answer. No is the only answer.
I really always hated, like, if you would ask, and I wanted to ask you another question. I need to remember it. I was about to say, I used to hate when my mom used to be like, because I said so. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Like, I'm not asking you why, being disrespectful. I'm asking why, because I genuinely want to know, like, why you feel like that. And I feel like if our parents would have, like, explained that to us,
we would have been better off. and our relationships would have been better.
So much better. Like
that literally was the situation that I had to tell you about. And my aunt I already knew this, but it was glad I was happy to see that somebody else, that other people knew that I was the way that I am. Everybody who knows me, even if off the first time, I hate that I sound so congested. Sorry, I'm about to clear my throat, y'all. I'm the type of person, even off of first interaction, you could tell like she's very organized, she's very strategic. So it helped me to know that people actually can see that, so they can understand that when I do ask questions, it's not coming from a point of I don't care what you're talking about. It's coming from a point where I genuinely need to understand, because that helps me as a person. It's going to help me for my own feelings. It's going to help me with my relationship with you. So,
and I always say, before I have kids, I want to heal my inner child.
And that's why I'm going to therapy.
And that's why I don't got no kids. But I wanted to ask you, when do you feel like you got to a point where you wanted to express yourself? Like, when do you feel like you got to the point where you felt okay with being vulnerable?
This time last year.
Because around the time we started this podcast?
No, this time last year.
So December.
Like December. Okay. Remember December last year?
Oh. The government is crazy.
That was the part where I realized, like, I got to put in my own groundwork. I realized that was when I realized I had to just put in my own groundwork and address my own feelings, because I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be the person who's always holding stuff in. I knew, like, the way I had reacted in that situation, that was past hurt. Written all over it.
Yeah, I told you that too.
Yeah, I realized
years.
I realized right then, like, I got to get myself together now. And although, like, I did get to journaling, I clearly got my relationship with God got raised stronger. But now it's time, like, I just gotta, I feel like therapy is the next step. Like, I already been saying how I'm working on my relationship with God. Therapy is the next step. I feel like once I get that done,
you gotta work on your relationship. You gotta not only work on your relationship with God, but work on your relationship with yourself.
Yeah,
and that's what therapy is gonna help.
Exactly. So I feel like after I do that, I'm gonna be a okay, cool person. Like, I feel like I'll be.
You already are.
I feel like I'll be, and that comes back to me being more vulnerable. I didn't used to be vulnerable. Like, I just got into that era of my life where I will say stuff to people that I've been feeling for a long time. Like, I feel comfortable with saying this. I told you probably in the summertime, like, the reason I feel like I didn't have a boyfriend is because I'm not comfortable with myself because of, like, me having, like, the tumor when I was born and stuff. I would have never told you that. Like, I would have never told anybody. I just told my mama and my sister that, like, 2 weeks ago. I haven't even told some other people that. So it was like, I'm being more aware and I'm willing to express myself more. I feel like once I do that, I'll be able to be vulnerable with probably anybody, like anybody who lets me know that I can be vulnerable with them. I'm ready.
I agree. I want to go back to what we were talking about earlier, noticing signs. How do you feel about that? Like, this is something we talked about last season too. Do you feel like well, how can I put it? Like,
signs of what though?
Signs of, like, people struggling with their mental health.
Oh, okay. Before I say that, do I got that white line?
Just do this. No, you could have did that. That was bad.
Aww.
That's why I just said do that. Like, you need to wipe it off because it's a piece of skin right there.
I'm not dirty, y'all.
We cropping this out anyway.
We don't got to.
Let me paper towel.
Don't keep getting
okay,
worse.
It's there. I mean,
it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like noticing signs. Well, I feel like you should talk about this first because clearly some of us didn't notice the signs. So, yeah, how do you think?
I feel like it's so easy to. Ooh, how can I put this? I feel like it's easier to hide it rather than to see it. Coming from somebody who has tried to hide it and coming from somebody who has noticed it. For myself, I made it. If you know me, I feel like if you and Kari were actually home and present during the time, y'all would have noticed. So like if you know me, then you know like I'm a very outgoing person. Like I love to talk to my friends. I'm very family and friend oriented. So if you know me, if I start isolating myself from my family and my friends, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If I get to a point where like, I'm not on my phone, if I get to a point where like you don't see me on social media for real, either I'm pregnant or something wrong. And I'm the damn sure I'm pregnant. Be pregnant. So yeah. But y'all had so much going on. I feel like it was hard for y'all to even pay attention to it. I feel like I said, if y'all were home, y'all would have different.
Yeah, like when you were saying stuff, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I can see where that would be at. But yeah, like we was 600 miles away.
Yeah. And even hiding it, like I was still checking in with them from time to time, like, hey y'all, I've been busy with work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all. That is what she would say. You just I've been working. That's
and I wasn't even working at the time, y'all. Like I wasn't even working at the time. I was just, I guess I was working. But I wasn't working like I'm working now. Mm-hmm. But I was working. It just wasn't as to the extent of what I was making it seem. I was just trying to make it seem like that I had a lot, going on, which and I did mentally, but I was trying to make it seem like I had a lot going on physically. But I did not. I was just like self-isolating because, like I said, I didn't want to be a burden to anybody. So a lot of people do that. Like even the happy people, like the people, I'm always say this, the happiest people in your life, the people that y'all always see smiling and bubbly and happy-go-lucky, those be the people who be suffering the worst. Mm-hmm. Because even still going through what I was going through, girl, I was still trying to be happy. I was still trying to make everybody laugh. Y'all know I'm real goofy. I still was being goofy on me, but baby behind those closed doors, it was a nightmare. So check on y'all happy friends. Yeah, I was check just on y'all friends that always laughing, always turned up, always outside. The strong friends. Check on them strong friends, baby.
That's something that I do want to do more in the new year. Just checking on people, even people that I wouldn't normally think like they got something going on. Just being like, what's going on with you? How do you feel mentally? Like doing mental check-ins with people on a regular, not just when I feel like they probably going through something, but even when they seem like they at their happiest, checking on people.
Because they definitely need it. Even people who are okay, even people who not to a point where I was at, like everybody needs somebody to check in on them every once in a while. And like, it just shows like it's somebody I always try to ask you when we talk on the phone, like what you got going on, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just people just need that, like that extra support, that extra sense of support.
Yeah, or just knowing that somebody cares. Yes. Because that once somebody can take you a long way. Man. It could get you through your day. It could get you through a week. Like, you never, like, I feel like it low key be even better when somebody you don't even expect to ask you about your day, It could be somebody you used to go to high school with. And they be like, dang, they thought to ask me that. Like, that was nice. Like, you wouldn't even expect it.
Quite a few people who I used to go to school with. Like, I wouldn't call us friends. Like, I have quite a few people that I used to go to school with that check in on me every once in a while.
I've had people that I went to middle school with, like, and I think the one time this did happen, it wasn't even me posting no accomplishment, but they slid up and was like, I seen what you've been doing. I'm so proud of you.
Girl, that just makes me feel
I was
so
like,
good.
I probably told you about it when it happened. I was sitting there like, I was happy. I talked about it for like an hour straight. Was it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Exactly. Oh, wow. That's why it was the biggest. Oh, wow. No. Because it's like, it was something that you didn't expect. It was like, just wait a second. It was something that I didn't expect. I was about to say
BW. I was trying to think of something crazy.
No, you can't think of that from that. It was like something I really didn't expect, but it really made my day happy because it's like, I didn't expect it. So, ask about the people. I feel like when people come across your mind, because we do have them people where we think about them. If you think about them and you normally don't ever think about them, check in on them.
I do that all the time. Who did I do that with recently? Oh, it wasn't recently. It was actually a couple months ago. Nick.
Oh yeah.
I was like, and that's really how it's everything kind of started back up or whatever. I was just like, I had a dream about you. I was just like texting to see like if you was cool. Yeah. When I felt like that was a sign to text you.
Check in on them people. Because you had a dream about it for a reason. I'm a type of a person who take everything as a sign.
That wasn't no sign. That was a sign from God.
I mean, but that was your sign. You got that interaction. You got that. You checked in. it solidified some information, and now it's like, all right, I ain't gotta do that no
Bro,
more.
oh my God.
But when you think about people, I take that as a sign to check in on them.
Because I had a dream about my auntie like last year. I had a dream about her. Our relationship has definitely plummeted since her and my uncle got divorced.
Yeah, I knew that's exactly what you're talking about.
I had a dream about her, and it was like, it felt so real. Like, I woke up like, dang, I'm in my auntie house.
Yeah.
Girl, the whole time I'm at home, I text her like, hey, I had a dream about you. I felt like that was a sign to check in. She was like, hey, babe, like, you don't need a sign to check in on me. You can just text me whenever. That was cool. She always be telling me like I could come over her house and stuff, but I just feel like it, I don't know, like it just feels so awkward now.
Yeah, y'all gotta rebuild that relationship.
I do. I miss that relationship so much because she was one of those people that was there for me, like there for me when I was going through what I was going through when I was younger. Like, she definitely, like, a lot of stuff she tell me have stuck with me. Like you when you look your best, you feel your best. My auntie taught me that. You gotta carry yourself like. You have to carry yourself with grace. She taught me that. Like, honestly, really, like, my auntie, she kind of got me, like, she plays a big part in why I'm so passionate about fashion. Like, I give her that. You watching this, I'm talking about my auntie Tamika. Honestly, I got to a point where I stopped calling her auntie. Because I felt like
y'all didn't have that no more.
Yeah, but like that's gonna always be like looking back, like just because I'm grown now in that relationship, not the same. That lady played a huge part of my childhood. I was a flower girl in her wedding. I don't remember, but I see pictures. I was a flower girl in her wedding. Like that lady, I remember one time she came to my daddy's house to get me because it was a lot of stuff going on. I don't really remember, but I stayed at her house like a month. And she had, when I left her house, like, I felt like a new person. Yeah. Like, I remember that me and Paris, honestly, y'all, that's my cousin. That's her daughter. Me and Paris had a conversation. I think it was last year. And Paris used to always think, like, I wanted to be like her. Like, I was following her around and stuff like that. And I actually opened up to her and I told her, like, it wasn't that I wanted to be like you and I was following you around. When I was with you, I actually felt like I could be a kid. Because when I was younger, like, it was hard, like, staying in a child's place because I was exposed to so much. Yeah. Because, like I said, my mom was young. So everything she was going through, I was going through too. You was seeing it. I was experiencing with her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I told her that. And she was like, I feel so bad now because I didn't know that. But, like, for all my little cousins, Mila, you know, I'm close to all my cousins because I'm the cousin that I needed when I was young. Yeah. Me and my favorite cousins, we didn't get closer until I got, like, older. So, like, when I was younger, I didn't have nobody for real. So, my auntie always used to come get me and stuff like that. So, I always had Paris to look up to. Like, I always wanted to be, always said, like, I wish I could live like this. Yeah. Not because, like, I was envious or because I was jealous, but because, you wanted that as a kid. You wanted to be a kid. Yes. And that, I think, that's the one thing when I say, like, you not knowing people's situation, you just got to always give people grace because people probably would have looked at you like, she just want to be grown. But no, you really just wanted to be a kid. Y'all, like, I wanted to be a kid so bad. And I don't want to make it seem like I couldn't be, but I really couldn't be. Like, I had to, it was just me and my mama. Yeah. Like, and I'm really, not only am I proud of myself, y'all, I'm really proud of my mama because, like, y'all have grown as a mother-daughter. I told her this, I noticed this before. I noticed it before you even noticed it because I said it to you. My attention. Like, in the summertime, I told her, like, you and your mama seem way closer, like, and I love that for y'all because I remember it used to be a time where I used to be on the phone with you and y'all used to always be like, "Ma," or y'all used to be yelling at each other. Y'all don't do that no more. And the way well, y'all do that, but it's not as bad. And the story you have told me about her really fully supporting you, I love that for y'all because it shows so much growth. Oh my God, y'all. I was actually just opening up to my girl about this recently. I was at a point in my life where I felt like my mama hated me. I felt like she hated me and I hated her. And I literally, like, my mom, she asked me this other day. My mom is probably the only person I ever said I hate you to. That's crazy. At the time, I meant it. Like, I meant every word, every syllable. Like, I meant it. I just, like, I don't know. I really hated that lady at a point in my life. But, like, when me and my granny relationship started getting real close, that's when, like, I started realizing, like, I had to start giving her the props for the things she was doing. Like, yeah. She's trying her best. And I think that also comes with getting older. Yeah, and forgiving and forgetting too. Yeah. You get older and you realize, like, my auntie always said this, it's no handbook for parenting. Yes. So it do make you realize, like, some stuff it just gotta be a living and learning experience. And I gotta give her all her props, even for the bad stuff that like we went through together, baby. Because if we didn't go through that, I wouldn't be who I am right now.
Yeah,
like, I wouldn't be sitting here right now telling all these stories.
I think I'm really big on everything happens for a reason. It could be the worst thing in the world, but it happened for a reason. It's teaching you a lesson. It's making you grow as a person. It's building you a relationship with somebody else. It's building your relationship with God, probably. But it's happening for a reason. It could be the literal worst thing in the world, but it's happening for a reason. You're still here to tell your story to somebody else.
Yes, ma'am. And even though like my mom did contribute to a lot of my childhood trauma, it encourages me to heal myself before I have children.
Yeah, so you don't have to create that cycle.
Yes, breaking generational curses. Breaking generational curses. I say that all the time. Like people be like, Kayla, you want kids? Yeah, eventually. Not now.
I'm not rushing no kids, baby.
Because I want them to have that life that I wanted. I want them to be able to have cousins that when they need them or go to their siblings. I didn't have no siblings to run to. This goes back to me finally being comfortable with talking about my relationship with my brother. I have one biological sibling on my dad's side, and we have no relationship at all. And honestly, I don't think I even told you this. When I went to Georgia last month, me and Kari's godmom were talking about. She asked me like, "Have you ever sat down and thought about like what your brother like how he feels?" And I was like, "No, I haven't actually." She was like, because I told her he was older than me, and I told her like he lived with my dad and stuff like that. She was like, "Did you ever sit down and think about how his life changed after you were born? Like, did you ever sit down and think about how he like if he felt like you basically took him from your dad and stuff like that?" And that is really something to consider because that could possibly be the case.
Yeah,
he could possibly resent me and could possibly feel like I took our dad's attention away from him. I never thought about that until last month.
Yeah,
and it kind of made me emotional because I'm like all these years like I kind of still do feel like my brother don't like me. I always felt like he hated me, bro. Because he has siblings from his mom, and he's closer to them than he is to me because I'm your only sister on our dad's side. But it's crazy because after we had that conversation, y'all, he called me the next day and was like, "I heard you was in Georgia," like basically telling me to be safe, and he told me he loved me.
Aww.
And I'm like, that brought me to tears because I've always said I feel like my brother hate me. He hardly tell me he loved me. Like I can count on two hands how many times he told me he loved me. And my granny was telling me like, you gotta remember like he's like that. He not just like that with you. Like basically, I feel like he got some personal stuff within himself. Yeah, but I've always craved that relationship. I always wanted to be like, I'm gonna call my brother on you. Like I ain't never had no reason to say that, but I always wanted to feel like I could.
Yeah.
I call my god brothers before I call my real brother.
Yeah.
Like I call my little brother right now. Like I got a flat tire. He'd be like, "Where you at?" Or can you come put my gas on my side? And he will literally come outside. Right. Let me tell y'all, my little brothers, them boys is my heart. I call my little brother at like 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all. I kid y'all not. I'm like, "Can you come move this box for me?" Y'all, he came because he stayed down the street from me, like a couple houses down. He came down there, morning breath, crusting his eyes. Man, where the box at, bro? He ain't let me help him. I didn't have to move a finger. I was trying to help him. He like, "Bro, move, watch out." Open the door for me with boxes in his hand. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's my little brother, y'all. That's my little brother. My big brother don't do stuff like that for me. So it's like I've always craved that relationship. Like even my big boy cousins, I could call them before I could call my big brother.
Well, we talked about this last time. Have you ever like when are you gonna feel comfortable enough to get to that point to ask and be like?
Honestly, I've tried. No, I haven't tried. I'm lying. I have not tried.
I'm about to say you definitely haven't tried because he would have told me.
Even small stuff, I'm comfortable with being vulnerable on this podcast. So even when I was raped, my brother asked me. He said, "Well, I didn't tell him. My granny and my dad told him, which I still feel some type of way about.
Because you feel like you should have.
That was something for me to tell, not them.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Oh, I don't even remember. I know we was walking down here to the park. And
the park was made back then.
I was 14.
Yeah. Okay.
I was 14. We was walking down here to the park. He was gonna play basketball. I was coming to see you, and he said something. I was telling him like, yeah, something traumatic happened to me or whatever, and I told him, and he was like, yeah, I know. Why you didn't tell me? Like that was his response. He didn't say anything else. Like after I told him, like I didn't feel
comfort.
I didn't feel no reason to tell you because what would you have done?
Yeah.
I called my mom. My mom was there in 5 minutes. What would you have done? I called you. You get what I'm saying? I didn't feel a reason to call you. I didn't feel like me telling you served a purpose.
Yeah, that's
and then
how
I was also
feeling.
saying like that's not nothing I just want to go around broadcasting.
Yeah.
A lot of people are probably still not going to know this until they watch this video. A lot of my family won't know this until they see this video. So after he said why I didn't tell him and didn't say anything else after that, I've never tried to talk to him about anything personal again.
Yeah, because it's like, you said why I didn't tell you, but this is why I didn't tell
exactly.
you. You didn't have nothing else to say but why I didn't tell you.
You didn't try to comfort me.
Nah, I love you. I don't want, like.
He didn't. First of all, he was walking in front of me. He kept walking. Like, he didn't turn around and hug me. Like, he didn't try to comfort me. Like, I'm sorry that nigga did that to you. Like, I hope you never have to go through this again. Like, if I could, I would kill that nigga.
You know I'm there for you.
Yes, like if you ever want to talk to me about it, I'm here. Like,
but I think that it also plays a part in. Did he ever feel like he could be that person or show his feelings in that way? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like generational stuff.
Yeah, that's something else crazy my mom was telling me about. She was like, did he have that as a kid?
Yeah.
And when she said that
it clicked.
Like shit, he probably didn't.
He probably didn't.
He probably don't know how to be vulnerable. He probably don't know how to express his feelings. And that's probably why he doesn't.
Yeah, and I feel like oftentimes I feel like everybody should be the way I am, because I feel like, well, since you didn't have it, you should want to be that. But everybody don't have that mindset.
No, but a lot of people don't have that mindset.
Everybody doesn't have that mindset. So sometimes you just got to get to the point where you, like you said, you just got to work on you.
Yep.
Because if you don't, you just gonna be like them.
Yeah.
It was something else that you had said. I don't remember right now. It's gonna come back to me after we keep talking. Oh, I remember you had talked about you and your auntie and like how close y'all used to be, and this really doesn't have. This really not a mental health thing, but it's what's on my head. You know how I said like I want my wedding to be intimate. I think that has it does connect to mental. I think that has a lot to do with, because that's a vulnerable setting, and I want to be able to be vulnerable with a lot of people, and also with, you just don't want everybody in your, like, if they're not really in your circle, to be in that space. I feel like that's a space that is very vulnerable space, so that you're going to want to remember forever.
Yes, you don't want nobody to ruin it.
You want to look back and be like, I knew everybody that was in that room. Well, I want to look back and be like, I knew everybody was in that room was happy for me, and I had a relationship with them people.
And it was full of love. Yeah. Sometimes, like, people close to you, like even family, don't be really like genuinely happy for you and wanting the best for you.
Yeah, so I don't want everybody in that room with me.
I agree. Actually, I never thought about that. Like, I want a big wedding, but I want a small wedding.
I want my wedding to go be extravagant.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. I want a big, extravagant, small wedding.
Yeah, like I want it big, outgoing, but it don't gotta be that many people there. I want everybody there. I want to be able to look into the crowd and be like, that person is not here, and I know they're not here because I have that relationship with them. Or I want to be like, when I look into the crowd, be like, I really wanted you to be here. Like, you served a purpose. You have this impact on my life. I don't want it to be like, oh, that's her from down the street. I knew her a couple years ago. We don't even talk, but she here. No, I don't want that, because I feel like I'm in this world to build relationships, build connections, and everybody come across is not somebody that's supposed to stay in your life, and everybody shouldn't be there for every big moment in your life.
Some people are only in your life for a season.
Yeah.
I think it was. Somebody said it was something like basically it was saying basically like some people are in your life for a season and some people are in your life for a reason.
Yeah,
something like that. And I felt that on a spiritual level, because it's a lot of people that I never thought would walk out of my life that are like gone and I don't care. Like,
and it's like, oh,
people that I used to long for. Like, I would feel so lost without you. Like, I don't know how I would live without you. Like, of course, I still think about those people sometimes. Like, damn, I miss this relationship. I miss their presence. But, like, you're gone for a reason.
Yeah.
And you made room for another person that serves a better purpose.
And you taught me a lesson.
Definitely. Like, going back to the situation about my sexual assault, the person who it was, I was very, 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 very close to their sister. That was my best friend at the time. So, like, that once that happened, that relationship was down the drain.
Yeah.
And for so long, like I didn't even think about the assault. I thought about that friendship I lost.
Yeah.
Then I got to a point where I actually reached out and
Yeah,
tried to
you
express
told me about
myself,
that, yeah.
and I don't want to say too much because obviously for privacy purposes, I don't want to say too much, but like basically tried to make it seem like I could have avoided it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
it's never
no means
your
no.
fault. Exactly.
No means no, and stop means stop. Anything past that is sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
So, like once that person said that, like I'm like, you know what? I really appreciate this closure. Mm-hmm. I needed this. I needed to know you felt like this, so I could live with myself better.
Mm-hmm.
Because even now, when I see this person, I don't feel anything. I don't long for that relationship anymore.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I don't wish you were still in my life, because I'm glad you're gone now. Because this shows me the person that you really are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The response or the lack of response can do a lot for you.
Absolutely.
It can do a lot for you, and it helps you. It helps you grow.
Yes, definitely. I agree so much. I forgot what I was about to say. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember going to my granny, like telling my granny, like I was missing that person or whatever, and she was like, I forgot what she said, but she said something. Ever since when she told me that, I'm like, you are so right. Oh, I told her I reached out. I told her I reached out, and I told her the response. She was like, listen to me. After this, she was like, I hope this brought you closure. She's like, I hope this brings you peace. After this, I don't ever want you to think about that person again. Like it's okay to think about them. It's okay to miss them. It's okay to feel them, but don't ever feel like losing this relationship was your fault.
Yeah. Because, or your life would have been better if they
or they were still in it and stuff like that. Like honestly, she was one of those people when I went through what I went through the first time. She was one of those people who helped me get through it. But
she was in there for a season.
She served her purpose, and that purpose was over after that.
Because I know it would have been during a time like this.
Honestly, if me and her was still cool, I wouldn't have my current best friend. My current best friend, that's my heartbeat. That's my soulmate. Like
that's another thing. I'm glad you said that, because we always talk about like your friends being your soulmates. I've told all my friends multiple times, like if I could combine y'all into one person, y'all would be the perfect man. Like y'all be the perfect man, because I really believe you have more than one soulmate.
Absolutely.
Your friends are really your soulmates. Like you're my soulmate, Diamond's my soulmate, Rydell's my soulmate. I feel like my mama's my soulmate in a way. Like
absolutely, we talked about that last season.
Because y'all are people that I would be comfortable. Y'all probably are some of the only people. My sisters occasionally, but y'all the only people that I've ever really been vulnerable with. And it's like each thing I could pinpoint each thing about y'all that I would be like, I love this about them.
What is it for me? I'm curious.
That we can.
Yo, we got our best friend in the back too.
I love that we can sit here and have these conversations. Like we
have a lot of uncomfortable conversations.
We have a lot, and that's why we made this podcast, because we have a lot of uncomfortable conversations. And when I sit back and think about the people I would call when things first happen, y'all are the first four. Like y'all are always, and it's been like that for a minute. Y'all have been the first four. So it's like, I know, like for you, for example, like I just said, you're a multi-purpose friend for me. Like we can talk about any and everything. We can go to church together. We can go to the club together. We can sit down and do these podcasts together. We can do a lot of things
together.
She can
even call me for a shootout, y'all.
But real, we can do a lot of things together. Like a real deal. Like all my friends, I feel like a real deal ride or dies. Like and I find myself opening up to each one of y'all about different things. Like it probably been some stuff that I done told you that I haven't told some of them. It probably been some stuff I told them that I haven't told you. So it's like I know you'll always be there. As for Diamond, like I feel like in a way, Diamond helped me open up as a person. Like she was the first person that I felt like I grew close to her very fast. Like we were friends since freshman year, but we got close. Like I love friendships where you can't really pinpoint like
how long
this the day like we became best friends. Like it just kind of like it just happened. Like with her, it just happened. Yeah, it just happened as a friendship, and it wasn't like a lot happened in that. It been like 2 years since we became that close, and a lot has happened in that year. And I learned this in one of my classes. It's like Bless you.
Thank you.
It's like when
Thank
you could go through things with your friends and you still sit back and think like, I'm still this person's friend. Like I still want to like I'd have been with her, which like she done went through stuff. She done had a whole kid. Like and I knew when she was pregnant before she took that pregnancy test because that's how close we was. I knew everything, single thing that changed about her.
Yes, I ain't right, girl.
Like
take that
I knew it was like that, and it's like that's a person where I grew really close to her, and I knew it was for a reason. Like she helped me open up as a senior. Like I didn't really have no friends, so it was like she was we both didn't have no friends, so she was the one person that I really grew close to. And like I said, like my mom will even tell you, like she's always here. She's like a kid, and this that's your real friend when they can be in your house when you're not in your house.
Yeah, girl.
I'm 600 miles away. I can call her. I can call my mama, and she'll pick up my mama's phone. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you was at my house today. Yeah. Like you ain't tell me that earlier. Like it's like that. So I know like that's somebody who's gonna be in my life no matter what. Like she made me a godmom. Like I don't take that lightly. Like
girl, that ain't nothing to take
for
lightly.
real. Like I feel like she's the person that's always gonna be there. And then as for we don't gotta go through everybody because he not here. But like I feel like all my friends serve a purpose and they've all helped me grow as a person.
Yes, definitely. I agree. All of my honestly, I feel like you, Kari, y'all my closest two friends. Y'all my closest two friends. Y'all are my multi-purpose friends. All of my other friends have their own purpose.
Yeah.
Y'all are my multi-purpose friends. You're my closest friend. She is my best friend. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all heard that. Y'all, what I love most about you is mad at you, irritated with you, happy with you, any situation. You like, I don't know, like even when I'm mad at you, like you still
I'm not gonna me. Yeah, and I feel like the same. No, I'm gonna let you finish your thought. I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
Like you inspire me when we don't even have to be talking. We don't even have to be together. We live 600 miles apart. Like I still be thinking like, what would Mila tell me to do? Like type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Mila would tell me to go for it. Yeah. That's why I call you whenever I have a business idea. Like you're the first person I call for every business idea, every thought, every light bulb moment. I tell you that all the time. You are the first person I could call for that, and that is so important to me because for like a lot of time, like for when we weren't cool, a lot of times in my life, like I didn't have nobody to share like my
your thoughts with, your ideas with.
So like you being that person for me, like that means so much to me.
That's another thing I want to say about you, and you probably didn't even notice it, but I noticed it. You never fail to give me my flowers, and I like sometimes you just need that person who gives you your flowers. And one thing about her, she's going to mention you in a room that you are not in. She's always going to mention me in a room that I'm not in, and that is one of the things that I love about you because it's like you're my person when it comes to business. Like we call each other business consultants. Like she said, when I have a moment where I'm like, what do I want to do? Where I want to go from here? I call her. She's the first person I'm going to call. Not my mama, not my best friend, but her. I'm going to call her and ask her about it. Because I know she's not going to give me advice from, girl, I don't think you should do that. She's going to give me advice from what goals that she know I have for myself. And she's going to help me think about everything. Like, okay, you know, what you going to have to do, you know, how you going to do it. Yeah, like you got this going on too. She's going to help me think about it. So, like, she's a person who I know is always in my corner. Like she said, we could probably be mad at each other, but it's like,
even if we mad at each other, if I got a business idea, she's still the first person.
Exactly. I was just irritated with you, but Kayla, guess what? I want to do this. Or it's like, I heard you was talking about doing this. What you think about this? Like, we're going to always be there for each other, and that's what I love.
Even with this podcast, y'all. Even with this podcast, like she was sitting down talking to me about like all her ideas. I'm sitting there giving her ideas because we both wanted to start a podcast, but obviously we live 600 miles apart, so it was going to be hard for us to do that.
Yeah, we originally was going to start them separate.
Yes, we were going to start 2 separate podcasts, but we sitting down talking.
We literally said we can't do this with nobody else.
For like 2 hours, giving each other ideas for our podcast. Giving each other ideas. She like, but you know what? I'm like, Mila, we can make this thing work. Like, we can do this.
And that's why we started on live because we literally said I cannot do this with anybody else. Like, yes, we can have conversations with other people, but it would not be this. It would not be this. And I know this is what we need because revealing stuff about ourselves. But this is what I feel like the world needs.
Yes,
to see
definitely.
two young, beautiful black women who are just making their way through life have serious conversations that some people don't want to talk about.
Yes, like y'all, we real goofy. Like we play too much.
I'm so chill right now.
Literally, like we real goofy. We play too much, but like y'all, we really like we about business. We about real.
BSOB.
Like yeah, we play hard, but baby, trust me, we work harder. Yes. Like seriously, that's what I meant to say.
And we don't let ourselves play hard.
We hardly, yeah.
we don't really let ourselves play hard.
We need to.
We need to.
Y'all, we about to be 20. Excuse me, next month and the month after next, but we so young.
We so young.
We got so much life to live. Like we need to have a little fun. We need to put the edge off. But y'all know what I say? I say, when I get rich, I'll play.
Yeah, because I feel like we grinding it out. We're going to enjoy the moments, but we don't be able to enjoy the moments even more when we really be able to sit back and be like, dang, look at what I did. Like I was 20 years old getting it out the mud. Like I was 20 years old saying I need to go to therapy. We 19.
We was 16.
For real. We was 16 starting businesses. We 19 talking about going to therapy, working on ourselves for the future, for the little people we got to bring into this world.
Yes.
Like we're, like I said, we wise beyond our years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And honestly, I mentioned in a previous episode that I feel like I'm built off trauma.
Yeah.
But I used to look at that as a bad thing, but like
I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse because if I wasn't built off trauma, y'all, I wouldn't think the way I do. I wouldn't move the way I do. I wouldn't hustle and grind the way I do.
Who would you be?
Like literally. Like I would be I can't say what I was about to say. But like I wouldn't be this person. Like I'd probably be some 9 to 5 working.
And even though it's nothing wrong with 9 to 5 working,
nothing wrong with that.
She's not that person.
I'm a hustler, y'all.
She's not that person.
Like
I feel like we don't even know that many people that's them people.
Like what? Like 9 to 5 people?
Yeah, like we know hustlers.
We surround ourselves.
And honestly, I wouldn't even say we hustlers, but I feel like hustlers, you always try to just get fired anyway to get money. We're hustling right now, but we
business.
We
women.
CEOs. Yeah. We provide in a way for other people. We're bosses. Mm-hmm. So we hustling now so we can be a boss later.
Yes, I was at work the other day and we got this remote and it looked like the phone I want in my office when I get my headquarters. Uh-huh. So I said that. I was like, my coworker was standing next to me. I'm like, this is the type of phone I'm gonna have in my office when I get my headquarters. She was like, your headquarters for what? I was like, one of my businesses I'm gonna have.
Period.
She was like, okay then, yes, because I ain't playing no games.
Okay.
I'm manifesting.
Multiple headquarters.
Okay, hello. I don't know about multiple, but we good.
Well, one headquarters for multiple businesses.
Multiple businesses. There we go.
Multiple businesses.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to make it happen.
Absolutely. I got one more question. What is mental health to you?
Mental health to me is understanding. Yes. Understanding you, understanding others, and knowing what to do with that understanding. Knowing that knowing how to express yourself, knowing to understand how you're feeling, knowing to understand what you're going through and what other people are going through and what other people are feeling, and knowing how to move beyond that and move through that. That's mental health to me, because when you can't do that, that's when you have a lot of like challenges, or that's when you can bring down other people. When you can't do that for yourself, it can cause a lot of trouble for you. What about you?
For me, mental health is awareness. Being it's kind of the same thing, coinciding with each other. Being self-aware, being aware of others, like we said earlier, noticing the signs. Mm-hmm. Knowing that you're struggling with your mental health, or knowing that you're doing good with your mental health. Yeah. Or being aware of what triggers you, being aware of what makes you happy. Mm-hmm. Being aware of fixing issues and working on yourself, like knowing what you need to do and what you don't need to do. Mm-hmm. Being aware of everything. Being aware that you need to have mental health days and shit.
Take a break. Sit back and relax.
That's something I'm definitely gonna work on in the new year. Taking a break.
Yeah.
Giving myself time off.
Like we said, me days.
Yes, I was just telling
once a month
my girl earlier, like I'm drained.
Mm-hmm.
I overslept, y'all. I was late to film because I was so tired. I snoozed my alarm like 3 times. I texted her like I'm on my way, sis. I woke up late because I was snoozing them alarms.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, tomorrow, like I even told you earlier,
like we ain't filming
we can't
that
film
day
because I need a me day.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I told her earlier, y'all. And I'm proud of myself for even saying that because
you would have used to be like, okay, I can come up and do this, I can do that,
Yeah, overbook. Oh my god, overbooking myself is another one of my goals, y'all. I overbooked the crap out of myself. Like today, y'all.
You supposed to be doing 50 things that she didn't.
Let me tell
y'all
what I was supposed to do today. I was supposed to go to a baby birthday party that I forgot all about. And she sent me the flyer. I responded to the flyer, y'all. I forgot. She called me today, like some. I said, "That's today." Like,
you say you need to go to Party City.
I needed to go to Party City. I got something to do tomorrow that I should have went to Party City for. So
mind you, we had this plan for like at least a week, so it's like.
What else was I supposed to do? Yeah, I just be overbooking myself, but that's something I'm gonna work on in 2024 because this year it's all about structure, balance, consistency, patience, and peace.
Yes.
Emphasis on the peace, baby.
For real.
Emphasis on the peace.
I feel like all of that will bring you peace.
Yes. Literally all of that will bring you peace.
Oh my God. It's all about peace. Like, and I can't wait. Like, I can't wait because the way we got our stuff structured, I can't wait to see like a few seasons away at the end of this year. Like, I know we're gonna be able to sit back and look at them. I'm speaking this into existence. We're checking everything off on our goals list. Every single thing off. We're checking it off. And I can't wait to sit back and really be like, I did my therapy. I grew as a person. I was able to let somebody else love me because I grew as a person. Like, I can't wait.
Love you the new way.
Love me proper. Oh, I can't wait till we do that episode. Oh, I can't wait till they see that episode. But I can't wait to be. I can't wait to. I recently posted this quote on my Dale page, and I was like, it said something about like, basically, your goal is to. Let me see your phone. I'm gonna say the exact. Open it up.
Oh.
Go to my mail page. I'm gonna say the exact quote, and I really resonate with that. I actually seen that on TikTok. It was some actor who said it, but it was something towards the fact of like, it says, chase the person you desire to be in the future, and I can't wait to be future me, looking back on me in January. And looking back and being like, you really grew mentally as a person, as physically. You grew a lot. I can't wait for that. But y'all, we had it cut again. But that really was the end of our thoughts and stuff. I just can't wait to look back and see who we are. Yes. Like in December, looking back on in January, seeing how we've grown as a person, because we're going to be.
Because even last year, like from January to December, like completely different people.
Yeah, like I said, I'm ready to be vulnerable and all of that. So I can't wait to look back at that. But y'all, without further ado, I'm Mila Nicole.
I'm Kejane.
And thank you for watching the Young Minds podcast.
See ya. Bye.